Good morning, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. This Torah portion of Rabbi discusses a fundamental mitzvah, the mitzvah of tzedakah, charity, taking care of the poor and the needy, and being generous. And Baruch Hashem, thank God, this is one mitzvah that we can say that the world is improving in. Because according to the World Bank, in 1990, 32% of the world lived in extreme poverty. Today, as a result of increased methods of distribution of resources, in 2019, the World Bank reported that that number has been reduced from 32% of the world's population to 9.2% of the world's population that live today in extreme poverty, which is still 700 million people on the planet who live in extreme poverty. But hopefully we're moving in the right direction. The Torah, when it talks about tzedakah, says, Patoach tiftach, open shall you open your hand to the poor and the needy, and give tzedakah. And of course the commentaries ask, why does it say it doubly? Give, you shall give. Open shall you open your hand. And there are many answers to this question. The simple answer is, it's just underscoring, underlining, and reinstating it emphatically. Open shall you open your hand. The second answer given is that it's saying that even if the poor person comes to you multiple times, don't say, I gave you already the other day or the other week. Give again and again and again. A third beautiful answer is that the Torah is saying give, but give by giving. What does this mean? The giver has the blessing to be the giver, but the recipient has to be the receiver, the taker. No one wants to be a taker, a receiver. So give the person tzedakah, but also give them a second time. Give them an opportunity to be a giver as well, to mitigate the feeling of being a recipient. So for example, if somebody comes to you for charity, you give them charity, but then you may say, you know what, can you give me some advice on something? Or can you give me a blessing? Or can you do something for me? And by giving them an opportunity to do something for you, it balances out the feeling of being the needy one and the recipient, because you're giving them an opportunity to do something for you as well. But there's another beautiful insight into this idea. And that is, the Torah says as follows, Patoach tiftach, open shall you open your hand. You see, when a baby's born into this world, they're born with their hands clenched and closed. Because when you come into this world, you want to take, you want to amass, you want to grab, you want to accumulate. But when a person dies, their hands open up. Because when you leave this world, you can't take anything with you. And therefore the Torah says, when the poor person comes to you, open your hand. You know why? Because tiftach, eventually you're going to have to open your hand anyways. When you leave this world, your hand is going to be open, because you're going to leave everything behind. And therefore, don't wait till then. Give now with an open hand. But one more answer perhaps to this question. And that is, give in a way, patoach, that will be so inspiring that it will motivate others, tiftach, that they should also open their hand. I mentioned to you that yesterday we lost a beloved member of our synagogue. We laid to rest our beloved and generous member, Mr. Rabbi from Wichita, Kansas. And one of the beautiful stories I remember about him is that when he joined the shul in the year 2000, the membership was $950. And he called me on the phone. He said, Rabbi, I got the membership, but truth be told, I can afford to do better than $950. I don't feel it's right that I should give $950. Tell me what you think is appropriate number that I should give for my membership, because I want to do my fair share. And I said to him, well, how about $18,000 for your annual membership? He said, fine. And sure enough, he sent in $18,000 with his annual membership. But that idea sparked an idea in my mind, which is, he's right. We have so many members on different levels. Everyone should give according to their capacity. It's actually the last verse of this week's Torah portion. Ish kematnat yado. Everyone should give according to their means. God wants every person to do what's in their means. If your means is $18, do $18. If you could do 18,000, do 18,000. As a result of that, Palm Beach Synagogue established many levels of membership. There's the basic membership, but for those who voluntarily want to do more, there's levels from $3,600 to $36,000 annual membership. And today, over 150 members of Palm Beach Synagogue have voluntarily followed the example of Mr. Robert M. Barron and have voluntarily chosen higher levels of membership. Chesed, Keter, Minyan, Chai, Society, all these different levels. And when I think about Mr. Robert Barron, I think about Patoach. He opened his hand to be generous. But because of that, Tiftach, year after year after year after year, over 150 members follow his example because he inspired them just by opening his hand generously. Patoach Tiftach, when you give generously, you will inspire your children, your grandchildren, your friends, your community to give generously as well. And your giving will bring about, as they say, the gift that keeps on giving, increased and multiple acts of charity that will have a ripple effect beyond what you can measure. Have a Shabbat Shalom.